Hello, my name is David Wesley, and I'll be your instructor for this course. So welcome. It's an honor for me to be able to come alongside you in your doctoral process. This is an important part of that process. It's when we start to build scaffolding that's going to help you design the inquiry you make that will help you learn more for your dissertation process. And so, yeah, I just like to kind of give you an overview of what this class is. You have the syllabus that's online. I encourage you to read over that carefully. You can also see Moodle that should correspond with the syllabus, and week by week will outline what you need to do for each piece of the process that's involved. And the unique part of this course is there's not a textbook to read. We're not adding new data to your learning or new information to your learning. Neither will you have a big paper to write like you do for many courses. But what we're doing is we're building that scaffolding and we're saying, well, how do we learn about a certain topic? And part of that process is to define what it is you want to learn about, to define the research question, and to define that out of the literature that you're already reading for your courses and your work. So what's a main topic that I want to know more about that also corresponds with my context? The Doctor of Ministry is a professional doctorate, which means that it's tied to the specific profession of ministry. And so, whatever you do, you'll need to tie your research question to a ministry context. That could be a local congregation, it may be a community, it could be a lot of different things, but the research question should tie to a ministry context. And I have you from the very beginning starting to look at the literature you're reading and saying, out of that, what's a key question that naturally arises that corresponds with my context? And I want you to name that. You don't have to go through this extensive literature review, but saying, this literature, here's some key points that are coming up. It may be issues of justice. It could be issues of spirituality. It could be a lot of different things. But how is what you are thinking about addressing or knowing more about consistent with the literature? At this point, you're not declaring this is what I want to prove. You're not doing that. You're asking what is the question that we need to ask? What is it I need to know more about? What is it I need to learn more about? And that's defined as you go along in each one of the week, what I call lab processes. And so you just know that that's what this is. It's building a scaffolding. It's not writing your dissertation. It's not doing book reports or book reviews, but it's building scaffolding that will help you learn more as you move toward dissertation writing in the future. And so I want to encourage that in the process. And what you will do is instead of writing a large paper, you will develop a portfolio. And if you imagine a portfolio like this file that has various sections, and you will put into different sections different parts of the work that you're doing. When you develop your research question, that will be one part of what goes into one file within that. Um, and so you will define this is the question, and you'll find out when we get to reading and working on it. Writing a research question is not the easiest thing in the world. To make it precise, to make it ask specifically the right thing of a specific context. So you're not trying to solve all the problems of the world, but you're asking a question of a specific context. And so you will put the result of that into the portfolio. And you'll put each one of the steps into that portfolio. And I defined a wheel of different pieces that go into that portfolio. And I also pace this out so you will have a couple of weeks, then you'll have a breathing week in which you clean up what you're putting in that portfolio, and that way you put it in there as a good clean copy. That also gives you space. Those of you who are doing, I think, which will probably just about all of you will be doing some type of on-site learning project this summer. For some of you that may be going to Ireland or San Diego or different places. Um, and so you'll have a week you're doing it. So I wanted to pace this out so that it's not all consuming every week. But just know that there's really no late way to turn in a late assignment because we work on it as the week as we go. So if you're going to take, before you take one of these on-site learning trips, look ahead in the assignments and have your work done the week before you leave for that week you're going to be gone. That way you go and because you're not going to have time once you go somewhere to work on the work you need for this course. So get it done ahead of time, and then when you come back, you can just pick up, just make sure you've outlined it. So when you come back, you will pick up where you're at in the process. I hope that makes sense. And so, this is just putting things together piece by piece. It's following this instruction. It's kind of like if you buy something from IKEA trying to put it together, it's important you follow the step-by-step instructions or it's just not going to fit together. So that's what we're going to do. And hopefully when you're done, you will have a scaffolding that works well for moving towards your dissertation process. You're not going to be writing yet, but at least gives you a way to start learning. I'll be with you again in the fall for another semester, and we'll be taking the work we did this semester, that portfolio, and we're going to take it on the next step. But for now, we're just doing this step by step. If you need to talk, in which I'm sure every one of you will, there'll be different points during the semester you will need to. You can send me an email and we'll set up a time that we can meet either on Zoom or by phone, whatever works best for you, and in a time that works well. I will block out 2 to 3 days a week that I could schedule times to meet with you. That may especially be true as you write your research questions. This is a process that probably none of you have gone through before. And it's not just saying, well, I want to know more about this, but it's clearly defining your question, as you will see in the writing. So God bless you all. I will be praying for all of you regularly and engaging with you as much as possible so that this part of the process is well formed and that is meaningful for what you need to do in your own learning process. So read the syllabus carefully, go through everything carefully on Moodle, and please let me know if you have questions. And if you, especially, a lot of questions, it's good just to put it on Moodle because someone else may have the same question and we'll work through it together. And that's what we'll do. Most of your assignments will be on forums. And so there's not a hidden type of assignment. You'll put it on forums and other students will respond. And the idea is that we will work together and we'll strengthen one another in the process. So God bless you all. It's a great honor for me to be able to work with you. So hope you have a good rest of today.